Do you agree with this? How can I trust your information when you are using outdated technology or there is no technology at all? Do you agree with this? Should I trust? It's a question. But a lot of time, if we don't use the fashion or the updated technology, but we are using PPT all the time, right? Is it updated technology? I don't think so. But is it outdated? It's not that outdated. So what is important? Of course, I believe that we all have to use e-learning and also multimedia. But I want to know your opinion about this. What I really believe is content is king. So even though you use very fancy, updated technology, but inside your content is like nothing, it's garbage, you won't persuade people. You only appeal to people's interests for the first 3 seconds, and they're going to abandon your presentation or what you talk. They won't buy your words. All right? And I don't know whether you have watched this in the past. This is another issue, but I should explain this. In the past, I really love Stephen Cott's work, and I want to show you one. I actually have posted one on Facebook. Have you ever seen this one? Lots of literary work, and we know more about humanity, so I believe that we can control ourselves better than some others. And the reason I raised this is because actually for many of your final projects, I hope that you can point out some social issues. And many social issues are related to capitalism, overconsumption, business. Especially like I know many of us love marketing. You want to study marketing and some design, maybe in the future, and you will work for a business company or AE or a company like Aomei, this kind of company. And when you are designing some kind of advertisements or marketing strategies, you're figuring out the better one. This should be something that you always keep in mind. For example, like for the pandemic that happened this year, I really believe it's because we don't have enough space for the wildlife and even for a virus. And that's why we are too close to animals that carry these virus, these fatal virus. They actually evolved for years according to the latest study. So I hope that in the future you can make use of your humanity and your understanding of these concepts in your work, even though you work for the business one. And I do hope that many of you will work for the business company, because then you can make better wages, salary, to provide you a good and decent life. But you have to keep this in mind, because really there are too many temptations outside. I have worked for the business company for several years, and then I returned to the teaching job because I think my characteristics and my own personality does not fit to that kind of society. But after several years, I also find out that for school now, it's very commercialized. And that's something that I don't like. But I still have my bottom line there. If it's you don't, if the policy don't touch my bottom line, I will still comply to it. Otherwise, I will go against with it. So you need to set a bottom line. But where is your bottom line? You have to set it up. It's not anyone that could help you to decide that. All right. So I hope that, because you are going to spend lots of time working on different tools to present the problems and solutions, and that's why I need to show you these today. And I hope that in your work, you can show some sense of empathy, sympathy, and also humanity. It's not just a report. I just report it because I have to pass the final presentation and exam. No, that's not what I want. All right? This is a question that you will have to answer. I will explain later. So what is Creative Commons? The pure essence is sharing without being sued. All right? That's the spirit of Creative Commons. You create some work and you want to share it. So Creative Commons will help you share your knowledge and your creativity with the world so that others won't be sued and you won't be sued because of using others' work. You're going to read an article called On the Line. And I think I show you the answer. And for Creative Commons, how can you license your work? You don't need registration, and you only have to choose one mark that I just show you here. You choose one mark, and it will help people know what kind of rules you have to follow. All right? And later on, there are 2 links I posted on Facebook. So later on, you're going to read the article. I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes. You read the article and then you answer the CC question. And this one, maybe I'll just explain it here. This one is the one that I say it's not within the 6th license. It is recently developed and it's for programming. Do you know there are many open source programming out there? You use their open source and you can just develop your own program based on others' open source program. And because in the past for Creative Commons, they don't have this type of license fit to database or programming, 程式语言. So they developed this new icon. It's not really very common thing because it's recently developed. But later on, if, for example, like I think 5 or 4 years ago, there's one student in my TAIP class. Because of this class, later on, she's interested in like Scratch and also other programming. So after graduation, she became a programmer. It's amazing because she didn't learn that in the past. But because she started to think that her thoughts are very logical and she can do that, so she just do some self-learning and also go to some schools to learn. And right now she works as a programmer. And she's a lady. So don't limit your potential. Don't think that I cannot do it because I'm an English major. All right? I think for all of you, you can still do it. And all right, so what is Creative Commons? So Creative Commons license actually in the very beginning is for media source, and they want to make sure that you follow the creator's permission to use their work. So they create 6 license conditions. And it will help you free from being fined because of the copyright infringement. And you can share your work, creativity, and then you can decide the level that you want others to use. And that's why I say you have to use this in your work to do. So later on, others will know what to follow. Okay, where is my, I opened too many. I will skip these. By the way, there are different kinds of versions. Right now, I don't remember the latest version. But see, if you want to choose, if you are a professional designer, web designer, and you want to choose, you want to tell what version, or they have the first generation, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. So if you want to show the version, then you will have to download this in addition to pick one from here. All right? I will ask you questions about what these icons. There are only 4 CC icons, but there are 6 combinations. So you have to understand the icon first. For this one, it's called attribution. What is attribution? It's like our CC. What does that mean? When you are writing your composition, what you have to do? MLA, what is the function for MLA? What's the function for MLA? Kathy, what's the function for MLA? When you have one source, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? Proper citation, right? This means proper citation. So if you're going to use BC's work, then I have some kind of license, CC license, then you're going to tell, all right, this is from BC's website, and just give a proper link. And also maybe my website title. So it will be just like this one. There should be some kind of reference to show your source. And please enter it at the bottom. All right? I don't have this one here. I'll add later. What about this one? Money sign. If you're going, for example, if I have this sign in my work and you're going to use my work, later on for your work, you cannot use it for making money, making profits. So you have to decide if the film that I produce is for commercial use, then I should not use any CC work that has this sign. All right? So if you hope that in the future for your own work, it's not used for commercial purpose, then you have to add this sign. So there are only 4 icons. This is the second icon, so it's very simple. 4 icons, 6 combination. And what is share like? For some words, they don't like you to remix or transfer, but there are some words they say it's okay. But you have to then follow the same CC license rules to distribute your work. So then you will use this share alike. Okay? This is one that you have to be more careful. What is no derivative? If you see CC work with this sign, that means, for example, like Mona Lisa, then you cannot put a mustache on it. You can just present the original work. No remix, no transformation, nothing. You cannot do anything to modify. If you do, you cannot distribute your material. All right? So this one is quite important. So on your website, if you don't want others to destroy or modify, remix your material, please make sure that you have this sign there. If you don't have it, then you allow others to remix, transform. So under these 4 icons, if I choose one this is the icon that I choose, including the 3, what does that mean? It means I have to indicate the source, and it's for non-commercial use, and I have to share alike if I remix or transform. All right? So share, adapts. Okay. As long as you use the license, the other people cannot sue you or revoke the freedom for you to use those material. So that's the beauty of Creative Commons. It frees you from infringement, copyright infringement, intellectual property rights. So the 6th license plate here. This one, if you use this one, that means others only have to indicate the source. And then, what about others? Share alike. I don't care about that. If you remix, if you do anything, it's okay. So this one is the most simple one. You ask others, only indicate the source. What about the second one? Indicate the source. Share alike. If you remix or whatever, you have to use the same way to distribute. And you have to probably explain this source and then I modify blah, blah, blah. What about this one? Oh, when you see this one, it's critical. Why? No modification, no transformation. And also you have to indicate the source. But there is no share alike, right? Okay. And for this one, of course, for each one of them, did you see there's one that appear all the time? Indicate the source, just like your CC. So I think you're used to this. So you must indicate the source. And for others, you just pick the one you need. What about this one? Yunfang, what about the fourth one? What does this mean? The dollar sign. Vivian? You cannot make profit using the work that you made because you are using others' work. So no commercial use. And share alike. This is the, I think this one and this one, these are very commonly used. Alright? And when you use this like equals, actually it's a prohibit sign that you cannot modify others' work. And did you see by NCND? Do you see this here? What does this mean? By means by who? Source. NC means non-commercial, the abbreviation of the first letter. Did you see it? And that's why for here you will see these. And you will also indicate the license. Why do I give this page? Because you just download it. This is the JPEG. For example, I click this. And then I can copy it and use it in my website. So it's so easy, right? But you have to pick and choose. Okay.